Hey, Malice here, back for another Skylanders Ring of Heroes video. In today's video, we're going to be theory crafting what I think is going to be one of the most disgusting teams you can use for Wailing 10. So if you don't know by now, my progression goal is to sit in Beast Labyrinth 9, farm the living tarnations out of that, get the rune quality I need, and then jump right into Wailing. Blast my way through Wailing 1 through 9 and focus in on Wailing 10. And one of the primary reasons why I'm doing this is because the Wailing 10 enemies are magic based, which means my favorite Skylander, my boy, Chain Reaction, has elemental advantage on that stage. So for the most part, a Wailing team needs to have a primary damage dealer, help clear waves, nuke the boss. You also want a healer, of course, but one of the most important aspects coming to Wailing 10, different from Beast Labyrinth, is the need for a cleanser. So let's take a look at what I think is going to be the most disgusting team to be used in Wailing 10. I can't wait to show you guys. Now, what I'm about to show you guys is the team I'm theory crafting here. Ignore the runes, ignore the stats. For this team to work, I'm planning on having all three of these Skylanders 6-star, Awoken, and +5, and pretty much every skill fully maxed that I plan on using. So that's my one caveat. When we jump to the next area here, ignore the other noise, okay? We're just talking Skylanders and skills going forward. All right, jumping into the first unit. Let's go with the damage dealer. Primary focus here, lay down heat, damage on the boss, and also help clear waves. So naturally, of course, we're gonna go with one of my top favorite Skylanders that I work on a ton. It's my boy Chain Reaction. Okay, what I think is gonna have to be used for Beast Labyrinth 9, I've been primarily using skill 1, skill 2. Okay, but in this instance, since he's going to be the one primarily clearing waves, I think we're going to have to go with skill 2 and skill 3, his AoE. The one thing here that is kind of scary is we're talking a 4-mana skill and a 6-mana skill here, not skilled up. This skill here goes down to 5 mana, and then this one here goes down to 3, so it's a little bit more manageable at that point once it's fully skilled, which he will be. Okay, the second skill here is the skill I'm planning on just laying out heavy damage to the boss. It unleashes a flurry of slash with 2 chainsaws and it ignores the target's defense by 30%. This shreds, guys. Second skill here, third skill, wave clear skill, okay? Rains down all enemy and casts crit rate down, which is going to help with survivability on the waves as well. This has a 20% additional crit rate, so if I can get the crit rate high on my chain, he's going to be nuking through stages left and right to help me get to the boss as quickly as possible. Now, if for some reason chain does not work out, it'll break my heart. But my backup plan is my man, old crazy eye Boomer. Everybody knows about Boomer by now, right? Attack buff up, 2 turns when skilled up, and these bombs, AoE bombs, which do crazy amount of damage, help clear waves and nuke the boss. So if chain can't work out with that mana cost for some reason, which I'm gonna try so hard to get him to work, backup plan is the Boom Boom, my boy Boomer. Moving on to the healer, guys. I present to you Nightlight. Okay, looking at his skills, I'm still a little undecided which ones I'm going to plan on going with, but I think I know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go skill 1 for this crit rate up buff, which is going to help chain, and it also removes debuffs. So unskilled, 1 debuff, but when fully skilled, it removes 3 debuffs on an ally. So not only is he going to be my healer, but he's going to be a backup cleanser. Then, thinking about using skill 2, which applies crit rate down to an enemy for 2 turns and also heals the ally with the lowest HP on attack. This is the skill I'm thinking about leaving out in favor of Light Up, which this grants the ally with the lowest HP regen for 4 turns at base. It goes up to 6 turns and has a cooldown time down 2 seconds. So it goes to 20-second cooldown when fully skilled. So I'm leaning right now skill 1 and skill 3. Skill 1, only a 2 mana skill. Skill 3, only a 1 mana skill. So in my mind, that's gonna help cover the extra mana cost that Chain Reaction is gonna be using. Also, the skill 3 gets a big buff when he gets awoken. Grants the ally with the lowest HP regen for 4 turns, and grants guaranteed revival for 1 turn. That's gonna help big time, I believe. In case that boss happens to just one-shot a unit or nuke a unit, hopefully he has that buff on him and he's gonna get brought back to life and be revived. Alright, and for some reason, if I cannot get Nightlight to work, which I'm hoping I do, there's going to be a lot of resources going into some of these units here, so I'm hoping it pans out. My backup plan to replace Nightlight is Whirlwind. A ton of you know Whirlwind, especially if you are Vulcan fans. You guys know how amazing Whirlwind can be. But not only can Whirlwind be a healer, he grants HP regen on all allies for 3 turns of this 3rd skill, but he also decreases their debuff count. So he's a healer and a backup cleanser as well. So if I can't get Nightlight to work, guys, backup is going to Whirlwind. I'll make a guide on this backup team because I think it'll be what most people are going to be running in Wailing 10 anyways. So we'll keep you posted on that. All right. Now going to a Skylander that's going to fill my cleanser role and also deal out some damage. I don't even have him summoned yet, guys, but I will soon, especially with the new Chaos dungeons that are out. I'm looking for him in Extremes. Almost there. It's going to be Blackout. I'm still up in the air about what I'm going to be using for his 2nd skill, but the 1st skill for sure is skill 1. It's a 1 mana skill, and at base it removes 1 debuff on all allies and goes up to 2 when leveled up. This skill is going to be a must for him. Love the low mana cost. Going over to his next skill, his 2nd skill, I'm not quite sure if I'm going to go with skill 2 or skill 3. Skill 2 balls up and rams in an enemy and casts Diminish for 3 turns. It's only a 4 mana skill. Stays a 4 mana skill. But the current state of Diminish, I'd like to see that get buffed a little bit, and if it does, I think this is going to be the skill for sure that we're going to be going with. The next skill seems like it's got great utility, but the one drawback is its mana cost here. Warp Speed has 6 mana cost to start out with, and it goes down to 5. The scary thing is the cooldown, which means it's constantly going to be up and ready, so he's going to be constantly wanting to proc this, and I'm worried that that's going to start taking mana away from Chain and him doing his damage. But stabs an enemy at immense speeds to inflict damage and cast defense down for 1 turn. This can be amazing, I think. I just worry about the mana cost and the low cooldown. I don't want him and Chain to be fighting back and forth. So I'm hoping Diminish gets buffed. Then we'll be looking at skill 1, skill 2. If Diminish is still kind of doo-doo, we'll try 3, okay? We'll try skill 3 because that defense down I think is going to be huge on the boss, especially if we're using Chain and we're not going with bombs, right? You want that defense break so we can lay out heavy damage. His passive is okay, I guess. 80% chance to gain attack up if evading. It is what it is, but what's going to make him shine, why I'm really wanting to put him on this team, is this leader skill, okay? I want him to be the leader. This is going to help out Chain Reaction immensely here. 80% chance to grant crit rate up on all allies for 1 turn when attacking attack type opponents. I'm not 100% sure what the boss's type is in Wailing 10. I'm hoping it's attack, but I could be wrong, guys. But at least this is going to help out during the waves, right? 80% chance at non-skilled up to grant crit rate up. Chain's going to be critting for days. But here you go, guys. This is who I'm looking at to be my cleanser. I also have Nightlight, who's going to be a backup cleanser, or Whirlwind backup cleanser. So we'll see. Hopefully this works. Okay, and if for some reason we cannot get Blackout to work because the mana just costs too much, or his leader skill just isn't working because the enemies aren't attack type, then our backup plan here, Shadow Spyro, guys. The things that are going to make him shine, especially in that cleanser role, is going to be a skill 3. But let's talk about a skill 2 first, alright? Unskilled up, charges at the enemy and removes 1 buff and gains effect resistance up for 2 turns, okay? This thing, fully skilled, removes all buffs. Removes buffs of all enemies. Okay, it's worded a little weird. I'm not 100% sure if it's all buffs of enemies or if it just removes the 2 buffs on all enemies. I'm not quite sure. We'll have to get clarification on that, but I'm hoping it's all buffs from all enemies. Not so important when we get to the boss, right? But skill 3, right here. Spyro's Earth Pound. Flies above an enemy and removes 1 debuff and gains effect resistance up. Okay? That's not skilled up. When fully skilled, it removes debuffs from all allies. Again, I'm hoping that it's all debuffs from all allies, but it could just be the 2, because it does 1 in the beginning and then it goes down to 2, which it's fine. We're gonna have that backup cleanse anyways, so even if it's only 2 debuffs from all allies, that's still great. Again, just a backup plan in case we cannot get Blackout to work. So all in all, as you can see, I've got a ton of work to do before this team is even feasible, right? I've got to get those shards for those nat 5s. I got to invest quite a bit in those. I got to invest quite a bit in the skill ups and then hope they work. But on the side, I've got to be investing in my backup units, my backup team, just in case the primary team doesn't work and I have to swap out Skylanders here or just scrap it all together. Also, I've got a ton of rune farming to do because my rune quality is nowhere near where I want it to be in order to achieve and tackle this monumentous goal that I have for myself. But guys, we're gonna have so much fun doing it. I hope you enjoyed this theory crafting video. Like I said, it's just ideas at this point. If you poke holes and you find things that just aren't quite working, let me know. Tell me. Drop a comment down below and let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you're as excited about this team as I am, because it is absolutely disgusting. Hey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this video. And if you enjoyed today's content, hit that bell too so you get notified straight to your email whenever one of my other videos goes live.